She watched me stand in front of the world and tear religion apart. I know it's a beautiful place in the world we live in, and everybody wants to be a big hero, and you want to jump in and you want to put your face in it, and you want to be the guy that holds everything together. But oh no. It didn't hurt me. I guess everything's gonna be okay. She watched me stand before her and tear the world apart. Bet you $1 you can't guess who I'm talking about. Oh! You win. I'll pay you that $1. But you have to give it to the next guy that beat me too. I didn't bet everyone. Everybody knows who it is that I'm talking about. And it's my mother. She watched me. She watched me. One must wonder what their mothers think of their children, and take into consideration what their mothers think of their children, and then decide, aren't you the best? If you can watch your mother think about her children, there's gonna be a favorite. It's not her fault. It's yours. But look at this. Look at this. I've got my active contrition book from 2nd grade. When I was getting ready to have my first confession, they made us write down our first confession, our active contrition, before getting our first active communion. And they had every single kid in the class in here. This is exciting. This truly is exciting. So yeah, that's ya. Might like to go to the show. Are the lights on? And I do need to say to you, the most exciting part of this is reading the acts of contrition that the other children around me wrote. I might just read one before I read mine. I've got mine opened up to it. I had to find it because, you know, they made a whole book of this. They made copies. They dittoed. They did things. Like, look at that. Dear Jesus, thank you for all the teachers, nuns, all the priests, bishop, my parent and sisters. And the thing we need to consider as I'm reading some kids' thing, this isn't mine. And there's a lot of poor grammar and bad fucking enunciation going on in there. But he mentions the bishop, Bishop Jacques. Bishop Jacques. The bishop he's talking about is the very first bishop that Gaylord ever had. Gaylord, Michigan. Otsego County there, up there. We had a bishop finally. And what that meant, the only reason we had a bishop was because we'd been ordained as a diocese. Must have been a bunch of old Polacks giving money to the church to make it a diocese, which you have Bishop Jacques, the very first bishop ever. That's who this person's talking about. Says, yeah, and when I said priests, I didn't read it wrong. It's spelled Prists. You can't hold it too much against them. They're only in second grade. Bishop, my parent and sister's brother, my grandfather, grandmother, godparents. Jesus, help me not to sin again. Amen. By Aline A. Kashara. Wonderful girl. Too bad. That may be where it started, where she seemed so just sad in her life. Second grade, right? Did you hear that? Oh my God. Somebody made her write all this. And you know, she may have said grandmother, grandfather, godparents. Aline Kashara is most likely related to Eddie Kashara, who was my personal godfather. He had his leg chewed up in the goddamn corn grinder. He was always a nice man, and I never took him in any way that I was going to do something bad to him. He was my godfather. I probably should have inherited the property because he didn't have any sons of his own, and they all burned alive in the fire. Why didn't I get the money? I don't know. But there's Eileen Kishara. She cares about him. She probably got everything. And so you got these kids. They write apologies to the Lord. They told us in second grade. And the interesting thing, now that I think of it, in second grade, Miss Romanowski, she was supposedly a virgin, very big woman, but not Catholic. And she taught at the Catholic school. She ended up being my teacher when I was in fifth grade again, too. In second grade, she sat on Dwayne Smolar's on the way back from church in the snow and smiled and laughed because she was fat. And he'd said something and she caught him and sat on him. That was our teacher. The one teaching us to write these goddamn prayers to people. And they make a book out of it. They put everybody in it. They made it really nice and blue. I'm going to read another one. Dear God, I'm sorry for anything I did, and I'm sorry, God. I love you more than anything in the world, and I could see you face to face because Remember, I'm reading it like a second grader. Because I want to live a good life so I can go to heaven, Heaven, to serve you, Father. Amen. Russ. You see the shit you get? You force children to confess when they're like 6, 7 years old. You force them to take it into your soul. And then another few years later, you force them to confirm yourself. When you're about 12 or 13, you've been brainwashed the whole time you've been here. Look at these things. These aren't prayers. They don't even teach you to pray. They don't even teach you to pray. They've got your father and your mother writing shit because they're looking over their shoulder and afraid of you saying something wrong. There was nobody ever looking over my shoulder. You want to see what it looks like when I go into my first confession? Oh God, help me not to get into trouble. The D was backwards. It was meant to be trouble, but I was in second grade. Help me not to break my mother's best glasses anymore, but bless the whole world. But most of all, bless my family. Amen. J. Archer Elderquist. You see that? You leave a kid alone and force him to feel guilty about something, he's going to lie about breaking his mother's... I never broke my mother's glasses. My mother didn't even wear glasses. These fuckers force you to lie about something at confession. The best lie... We're supposed to speak this act of contrition our entire lives. Imagine me at 54 years old saying, oh, sorry about breaking my mother's glasses. Oh, don't forget that. But the truth is, outside of that one little lie I told about breaking my glasses, I told the truth. I said, help me not to break my mother's best glasses anymore, but bless the whole world. But most of all, bless my family. Amen. And the truth is, if your family can be blessed, you shall be blessed. And if your family can be blessed, the whole world shall be blessed. And so, as a second grader, I tried to bless the world first and then work on my family. As it turns out, it does have to start with the family. Dear Lord, I love you, and I hope you love me. I like my dog, sister, mother, father, and so... by Jennifer Schlote. You see, there's one other poor girl that didn't get advice from her parents on how to pray.